In this video, we're going to show you how to administer the Peabody Developmental Motor Scales 3. In front of you, there's a picture of the Motor Activities Program, the Examiner's Manual, and a guide to the item administration. So, for the materials, you will need these toys and printouts, as well as the Motor Activities Program Manual, and in that, there is an in-depth review of each item, reasons and critical elements, and instructional strategies. The PDMS-3 also provides you with the Peabody Motor Developmental Chart.
Okay, this is the PDMS-3 and it is the examiner record booklet. I completed this test on a student in the last few weeks. This student was age 61 months, and it's for students between birth and 5 years and 11 months old. After you put their personal information on the booklet and you figure out their age, there are 6 subtests within the booklet. There's body control, body transport, object control, and a new one for gross motor is called physical fitness. And then the last 2, hand manipulation and eye coordination, are for fine motor for OTs to complete. OT starts on page 27. The 2 subtests there, it starts with hand manipulation, and then the other one is on page, for eye-hand coordination, starts on page 36. So when I completed this subtest, I really thought about the student and what would make them more comfortable. I began with, because this student is about 61 months old, I started lower on a task that I thought he would be successful in. So that's why I started with using the cubes. Now, if you look down on my score sheet, I've highlighted the sections that are similar. So I highlighted anything that used cubes, I highlighted in pink. And then if a student was using the tokens, I highlighted it in green, and then in blue was lacing and so forth. So I went through the test score sheet so that I could easily group and visually be able to see those that were similar tasks, so I wasn't flipping between materials on every task. I would do a group of tasks together. So all the pinks, which were all the cubes, and so forth. And that way it made it more comfortable for him to be able to complete all the tasks that I wanted him to do. So for eye-hand coordination, because there's a lot of manipulation going on with materials, he felt more comfortable with me, and then we were able to develop a better rapport that way. I did a number of tasks until he was starting having difficulty with tokens, and then he scored a 0. So that means he was not able to do that particular task. And for this test to reach the ceiling, you need to get 3 zeros in a row. And so he started to get 3 zeros in a row in the section 52 to 61 months. And then I could stop at that point. So the same thing happens for hand manipulation. These included a lot of the paper pencil tasks. I started on number 28, and he was started with just imitating the shapes and then moving on to copying the shapes using the shape copying cards, and then all the other tasks. And then he was able to get through quite a few, and then he hit his ceiling fairly quickly on item 33 when he got 3 zeros in a row, and then at that point I knew we could stop.